Greetings everyone, Spartan here. Welcome back to LDL Majors GMAX uh, Season 10. We're at week 3 going up against Sacred and coach of the Utah U-Turns. Not gonna lie, I actually like that name. Before we begin, I want to mention something about week 2. Uh, I don't worry, I wasn't I wasn't very flustered about winning. I was flustered that he actually could have won the game. Um, if he actually Dynamax. If he Dynamax, if I had crit if he Dynamax, then I would have won. But if he Dynamax, I didn't get any crits, he low-key would have won. 100%, in my honest opinion. Another thing I wanted to mention about that game, I could have went for a Plasma Fist, but the thing is, I didn't know what his last move was. It was the only reason why I didn't go for Plasma Fist and went for Knockoff on his Toxtricity. If I knew they had Overdrive as his last move, the Taunt Zero Aura would have low-key have won. But that's last week. We're here this week, and low-key, looking at the team, it is a very, very threatening team. Especially looking at that, the Fairy Dragon Steel Core of Clefable, Dragapult, and Ferrothorn. Dragapult has a tremendous speed, has a really good offensive typing of Ghost and Dragon, has good coverage moves with like Thunderbolt, you got Serve, you got Fire Blast, you got good momentum with U-Turn, and then you got your thick Clefable taking all the hits because Clefable is Clefable. Ferrothorn is that big physical or special wall that has very few weaknesses, but the weaknesses are rather common. So that's something I have to keep an eye on. He too has an Obstacle, so I also have an Obstacle. So that's an interesting aspect. He has Rhydon, nice little Rock Setter. Could be offensive, but I don't think he'll bring it in this matchup, especially with the fact that I have 2 water types and a Serena that could pretty much 1v1 it in some situations. Rotom Heat is a really good mon for his team against mine, with that type coverage of electric and fire. You get able to full switch or overheat depending on the situation. Of course, I could bring I have immunities for both those moves, but at the same time, I gotta make sure I can keep that momentum up. Seismitoad is I low-key wanted this one, but it was in another draft pool, so. But don't worry, I still love my Gastrodon. I love my little Ratchet. Sigilyph is a really interesting mon. I actually like it. I really like this unique speed tier of set 97 and having abilities such as Tinted Lens and Magic Guard, making it a really good wall breaker. In quote, wall breaker. Especially with as long as it has a Tinted Lens, in my opinion, it can break through walls easily. Snorlax, low-key, is a threat. If I let it set up, in any case, whether it's Belly Drum or Curse, I might be in trouble. If it has coverage moves, then I'm also in trouble. So I have to be very mindful of that. Whimsicott is a really good mon, also a U-turn user, so he has a nice little Volt Turn core of Dragapult, Rotom Heat, and Whimsicott, which is really nice. And then, last but not least, he has Gigantamax Machamp. It's a really interesting Fighting type mon that can able to Dynamax into his Gigantamax form. His unique G-Max attack, it allows it to get a +2 in like a critical hit ratio, so it's like a focus energy. So that's a really interesting way of boosting up your attack and always hopefully landing like a lot of crits. So you could probably run maybe no guard cross chop or um, guts close combat and always just landing crits. So that's a mon I have to be careful of. So overall, his team is very offensively threatening and defensively threatening. Um, I honestly will. I believe he is going to bring all three of his fighting. I mean, not fighting. His fairy, dragon, steel core of Clefable, Dragon Ball, Ferrothorn. I know for sure he's going to bring Protony. The last two mons are up to debate. Octagon is a good, interesting option, but I don't see it being brought in, especially if I have an Octagon myself and two fighting types. So I don't know if I. But at the same time, Octagon is like a mon that once it gets that burn on itself with the guts boost, there's almost no switch-ins if you don't prepare well enough. Whimsicott is also a good option. I could also see him bringing Snorlax, or even G-Max Machamp. So overall, I would say that he would bring Clefable, Dragapult, Ferrothorn, Rotom Heat, and either the combination of Snorlax, Machamp, G-Max, Whimsicott, or Seismitoad, in my opinion. But without further ado, let's get into our team builder. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of help. I mean, I got a nice little guide of like a nice little guiding through of what I should break, mon wise, but not move wise or that just EV distribution words. So I went ahead and just went for what I think would work. So first up, two mons are going to be coming off the bench. That is Ravage the Obstagoon, Override the Sylveon. With Ravage, I have Flame Orb on it with Guts, so you have that nice little boost. I got the moves Facade, Knock Off, Close Combat, and Bulk Up. I was debating whether or not to give it either Gunk Shot or Obstruct, but I think he will be able to like work around that, especially with that Volturn core that he has. So I have to be careful with that. So that's why I went with Bulk Up instead. Facade this is also one of my nice switch-ins to Dragapult. This is the reason why. This is only the reason why I'm bringing Obstagoon. Yeah, Dragon Ball, I wouldn't bring Obstagoon. Well, maybe. Well, he has a Psychic type, so I'm more than likely to bring Obstagoon. But you know what I mean. Just a nice type, dual typing of normal and dark with that gust boost just makes it makes it a nice mon that just makes it there's no switching for it. So that's nice to have. The next mon I have on the team is, of course, Override the Sylveon, running leftovers with Pixelate, with the moves Wish, Protect, Hyper Voice, and Physical Fire. I'm running it near max Spadef, just so I can able to break through any special attackers, like if he brings Choice Specs, Dragapult, or even Nasty Plot. Well, maybe not. Well, I can able to take. Well, that's another. No, actually, there's another mod that I have for Rotom actually. But mostly for most of his special attackers. Mainly Dragapult, Fable, Sigilyph, Seismitoad, I guess, Whimsicott. Since I don't have like, well, I do have great switch-ins to the Fairy type moves, but those Fairy types can actually have some good coverage. Gotta be mindful of that. But I have the moves Wish, Protect, Hyper Voice, and Mystical Fire. Mystical Fire is just so I can able to lower the special attack on any of the special attackers, just in case. Hyper Voice is just to break through, make sure that he doesn't bring any like any like hidden setups like Substitute or whatnot. And of course, Wish and Protect, as usual. And I gave it a little bit boost in speed, so I can be able to outcreep a Clefable. Next up, I got. This is actually the mon that I actually had trouble finding a good build with. Optimus Terrakion. I was thinking about whether running Life Orb, Choice Band, Choice Scarf, or Weakness Policy. I went with Choice Scarf because No, excuse me. Surprisingly enough, it actually outspeeds a lot of his mons, including mons that are scarfed. The threatening ones that would be scarfed, or specifically Rotom Heat, more likely. So that's why I put set the EVs so I can be able to outspeed Scarf of Rotom Heat. Not much of Sigla since I have switch-ins for it. But other than that, with the Adamant Nature, I can be able to break through a lot of his core. Stone Edge guarantees a 2-hit KO on Clefable. Close Combat pretty much demolishes Ferrothorn as long as it's not Choppleberry. It also demolishes Obstagoon. His best switch-ins are the fairy types, but I also have Poison Jab, so that's also a nice secondary option. It does not Oko Clefable though. It does grant it a nice 2-hit KO. But that's pretty much it. I didn't know what else to bring on this Terrakion. I had so many ideas of what to bring this month, but I was like, you know what? I'll just slap a choice scarf on it. Just go with the flow. Now this next one, is mainly for Dragon Ball. That's with Hobonberry, Grimlock, Komo with Bulletproof, so I'm able to block any moves that I go for Shadow Ball. There's other moves I know for sure. Energy Ball from Whimsicott. Let's see what else. That's pretty much it. But it's just mainly for Dragon Ball. This is my in quote answer to Dragon Ball. And I'm thinking about leaving it, depending on the situation. If he leaves Clefable, then it's just a match. Lead. But I got Stealth Rock, Clinging Scales, Boom Burst, and Flamethrower. I was thinking about running a fighting type move, but I think Boom Burst is just fine. It hits everything neutrally outside of Dragapult. Flamethrowers for Ferrothorn. Clinging Scales is to break through against, just pretty much demolishes Dragapult. And I did calcs. These EVs are meant for something. 220 in HP and 52 in defense and special defense grants me to survive one hit at max HP of a modest Specs Draco Meteor. And I calced it. This is what it meant for. And with 200, and I have enough special attack at modest nature to be able to Oko it. That is the reason why I have these EV spreads. You probably were wondering. Now the next one, actually really interesting. I'm running bringing Arcanine, Sideswipe, with heavy duty booties, Intimidate, and I'm running Flamethrower, Teleport, Iron Head, and Morning Sun. Made it more of a physical defensive mon to switch into like Obstagoon. May not take it well, but that Intimidate might save it with that Impish Nature defense boosted with near max HP. But yeah, Teleport is actually a really interesting move. I'm surprised it actually learns it. It's pretty much U-turn, Volt Switch, Parting Shot, but it doesn't give you any other bonuses, and it's negative priority. But that's actually pretty good in this case because he has pretty fast priority mons. Not French priority, but mons that have good U-turn momentum, Volt Switch and U-turn, and is fast, and they're fast. So I was like, you know what? Let's go for Teleport. I get able to like try to counter what he would bring out if he goes for U-turn, especially if he has like Dragapult or Whimsicott. He tries to like outplay me with like going for let me switch out into Seismitoad. Well, I could teleport and switch into to my Adamant Terrakion, where you got answer for that, or maybe Obstagoon and activate my Flame Warp, where you gonna have switches for that. So that's pretty much the reason why I have Teleport, and then Mori Sun for healing. You're probably wondering how it can learn Teleport and Morning Sun together. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, they added a new mechanic where if you have a Mon, two Mons of the same breed, like two Arcanines, and one of them have the egg moves, but the other one doesn't. And Morning Sun is the egg move, so Morning Sun switches in. No, I'm overthinking this. What it is that it transfers over to the Mon that doesn't have it. That's pretty much it, which is really good. Because you can be able to put it on Mons that, like for instance, Teleport, which is a move, a TM move that you can only learn through Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So that's why I was like, because I didn't know what else to put on this Mon. And then of course I have Iron Head, just to hit Clefable. That's pretty much it. And then last but not least, I've got our Star Screen, our G Max with leftovers, with pressure, with Iron Head, Roost, Substitute, Bulk Up. Once I'm behind that substitute, I can able to bulk up safely among many of his Mons, especially against Whimsicott, against I guess Sigilyph, against Ferrothorn, against Clefable. Well, in most cases, Clefable if it doesn't have Flamethrower. And then I could just bulk up and land Iron Head because he doesn't have really good switch-ins outside of Ferrothorn. I don't have to worry about Ferrothorn because I have a lot of switch-ins to deal with Ferrothorn. So that's pretty much how what the Mon is about. I gave it a little bit of speed just in case. Didn't give a lot of speed depth, but enough so that it I received the least amount of rolls from Flamethrower from no invested Clefable. And I gave it like 28 in attack, so just having a little bit of nice damage boost. So that's pretty much about the team. Like I said, didn't get much help. I just made some stuff up and went with some EVs and went with that. So that's about it. Alright, let's go ahead and I'll see you in the battle. I sent it to the right person. Alright, here we go. Okay. So he didn't bring Ferrothorn, so he did bring Opti. Who would be his lead here? Oh. See, he could lead off with Clef. Rotom was also a good lead off as well. Too early to reveal that I have a Scarf on. His lead. No, here's what I want to do. Let's lead off with Arcanine. See what he does. Goes with Dragapult. Infiltrator, okay. I'm gonna teleport. Okay, and go into Sylveon. And then Hyper Voice. Well, okay. Okay, so let's switch into Fire Punch. Let's go with Ravage. Activate my ooh, nice switch. Good switch. Good switch. Switch back into Override. Goes to U-turn. Nice momentum. Let's switch into back into Obstagoon. See what he goes for. Goes to the Fable. Okay, let's go with. Alright, let's. Damage is damage, right? Damage is damage. That did a lot! That's not his Death Clef. Okay. Yeah, he does not have a switch in for this. He could go for a Moonblast here, but taking out Clefable would be very beneficial in the game. Snorlax. Okay. Let's go for a nice little knockoff here. Nothing will appreciate a knockoff. That's definitely Spadef. If it did that much damage, let me double check. There goes his leftovers. What is he? He's trying to weaken. Let's go into Arcanine. Goes for the U-turn. Go for Flamethrower here. Goes for Substitute for some reason. Continue to go for Flamethrower here. I'm gonna go for Teleport and switch into the they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. It's illegal. Okay, let's see. If I go, let's see. Nothing appreciates a boom burst. Ooh, that's not good on his part. Let's leave these comments on the site. Okay. I'm gonna go for Moonblast. Switch into a Sylveon. Yep. And I could just go for a free Hyper Voice here. Actually, Damage is damage. It's funny on reading the comments on the side. Okay, that should be... That could be a 2-hit KO. If he rests here... I can do a quick calc very quick. This one doesn't have... No, he'll get a free rest here. Let's do it. I'll go for Hyper Voice. Yeah, he's gonna be at 1%. Goes for rest. I switch in to Ravage. Nice. I just go for a nice free knockoff. Go for speed tie. Don't get the speed tie, but he is not in the good position with my Drakion in the back. Go for close CC. He goes down. Goes for Whimsicott. I switch into Corviknight. That was a crit. And I just go for Bulk Up. Go for Sub. Goes for Curse. Weakening this could be very beneficial. For that. And then yeah, he can't beat me. I go in Roost. Yeah, he can't. So we're doing this. His only move is Body Slam. He can't beat this. Yeah, he can't beat this. And I flinch. This, oh yeah, he can't beat this. Iron Head here, and there's the first flinch, first of many. I don't have to Dynamax here. I could just do this. Ah, I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to save his PP. Smart. Let me double check on something. Our screen. The using 28 plus 6 max 6. I'm doing some quick calcs here. Maths. Add. If I get one flinch, nah, I just have to go for the flinch here. We can do this all day. This is gonna be a stalemate. I could just do this all day. Also, one crit can make this game end. At 47, how much does it do when Dynamax? Well, not yet. I have to get a flinch here. Nope. Alright. This is where I start attacking. He's just asking for a crit. I'll have to say. I don't have to attack him. That's all his curse. We can do this all day. I have more PP than you. We're doing this now. Dude, you can't win. I'm not gonna win this, man. See? Now he's going for attack. I'm not gonna attack you! I'm not gonna attack you, man. You're gonna be at a point where you have to struggle. I could do this all day, man. I got the time. Surprisingly enough. Yep. Try to burn my PP. Can't. Dude, you can't win this, man. Yeah, I win this. I win. Dude, you can't. I don't have to attack you. Dude, imagine this on Wi-Fi. This wouldn't last 78 turns on Wi-Fi. I could just burn all my Broguts here. Yep. I'll have to switch out. You... I'm just saying. Just saying. I'll have to attack you. I'm surprised he's doing this despite he can't beat this. Yeah, he has one more body slam left. This is game. Ooh, interesting. Question is, you don't have any PP to do anything about it. In fact, I'm okay with that. I just need a little bit of HP. I'll just switch it to Sylveon. And that is a wrap. And just click Just switching to Arcanine. Dude, we can. He's really trying. Can do this dance all day and night. Gotcha, bitch. That's game. Okay, switch to Corviknight, and that's game. And now this Snorlax can only struggle. Not good. Why is he dragging this on? And then rest. Yep, that's it. Bless you. Bless you. And that's game. That is game. Alright, let me do a count real quick. How much did? You know what? Bless you. Switching to Arcanine. U-turn, Moonblast, Encore, and I don't know what the last move would be. That's game. That is game. GG. Oh, that was a long game. That was indeed a very long game. Good game to my opponent. I think losing Dragapult, I had a feeling that was the one set I was not expecting to bring, and he brought it, and he lost it. If he didn't, he had like maybe a Scarf, maybe a Specs, maybe he could have won that. But the fact that he brought Sub Will-O-Wisp X and was the first one he brought in, that's a yikes. That's a yikes right there. But that's about it. Hopefully this nice little mentality is set in motion. I can be able to make it through for week 4. Oh boy, that week 4 is gonna be another rough game. But that's about it. That's all I have here. Thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.